In this lecture, we will learn how reference is made between two objects. In the previous lecture, we saw that after inserting objects into linked list created a reference between objects. I will show you the implementation of linked list in the next lecture. But before that, let's learn, given two objects, how to make a reference from one object to another. To make a reference, first we need to create two objects. As you can see here, we will create two employee objects. We have seen this class employee in the previous lecture. It has three fields: employee ID, full name and age, and a constructor which initializes all these fields. Now let's see these two employee objects. Here we have two employee objects, emp1 and emp2. The full name of emp1 object is Bob King and full name of emp2 is Sarah Vincent. Now let's try to make a reference from emp1 to emp2. The reference is made using equal operator. Here emp1 references emp2. Even though it looks perfectly alright, there is one problem. After this line is executed, what is the full name of emp1 object? Is it Bob King or Sarah Vincent? It is Sarah Vincent because the emp1 data is lost and replaced by emp2. How can emp1 reference emp2 by preserving its data? There is one way. Here a temp variable has been created and referencing to emp1 and emp1 referencing to emp2. Here emp1 is not lost. It is being stored in temp variable. But what if we have to make a reference between thousands of objects? Creating a temp variable for all of them will make the program unmanageable. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Hence, how can we achieve this in object-oriented way? Let's revisit the employee object. What about creating a new field which is capable of referencing employee objects? As you can see here, a new variable named nextObject of type object has been created. Since this is type of object, it can reference any object. Does it make sense? Now let's try to rewrite the referencing line using this newly added field. Here emp1 equal to emp2 can be rewritten as emp1.nextObject equal to emp2. It is really making sense. Very easy and robust approach. Here the state of emp1 is not lost. Rather it has a variable or field named nextObject which is referencing to the next object such as emp2. This is how an object can reference to another object. It is not complete yet. We need to make one more change. Remember the type of next variable? What is the type? It is object. Highlighted here. Do we know the type of variables that are assigned to this next object variable? Of course, we know the type of emp2. It is employee type. So let's hear it from what emp2 object has to say on this particular matter. emp2 says, "Hello, I am an employee type. Why I am being stored in an object type?" Well, emp2 is right. Next object says, "If that is the case, change my type to employee please." This makes sense since we already know the type of data that has to be assigned to next object variable. Let's change the type then. As you can see here, the type is changed. Do you see any magic here? Did you notice that mind-blowing thing? The class name and the type of next object is same. Such as employee object has a field named nextObject and its type is same as the object type. Now we have learned to make a reference between two objects. We made emp1 to reference emp2. Now let's add one more object named emp3. As you can see here, there is one more object added, which is emp3. Now how to make emp2 reference emp3? We already saw emp1 referencing emp2. Now how can we make emp2 to reference emp3? No magic here, just same as emp reference to emp2. emp2 dot next object equal to emp3. Remember, emp2 is an employee type, and employee type has next object variable. Hence, the next object of emp2 can be used to assign emp3. And same as for emp3, the next object can be used to reference emp4 and so on. This is how objects from different part of memory is aligned together. In the next lecture, I will show you the linked list implementation code. That will help you to understand the concept furthermore. See you there.